I'm here at Sim Gaming Expo 2025 with a very special guest. So Sarah, for those who don't know you, could you introduce yourself and kind of what you're about?
So my name is Sarah Nocchi. I am a YouTuber, I guess, a content creator in sim racing. I started about a year and a half ago. I've always been a car enthusiast, a racing fan, but I started really being a content creator with my car, like around racing my car on the track, building my car, and I did that on Instagram mostly. And then when COVID started, started not going to the track as much, not going out with my friends at car events as much. So I decided to buy a rig, and that's where my sim racing career started. Other than having like a little Logitech wheel when I was a kid, and yeah, it's been crazy since then. I basically started sharing about my rig on my Instagram channel, and everyone was asking me, what is this about? Like, can you tell me exactly what rig you have, what setup you have? Everybody was really interested, so I decided, okay, why not do a YouTube video on it so people can refer to it, see exactly what I have, how much it costs. And that video just gets so much engagement, and I realized, okay, maybe there's something here. And by looking a little bit more into what was available online, I realized there's not many girls and women in the sim racing industry, and it's something that's missing because I think a lot of women just feel a little intimidated about first doing it, but then being out there, right, online in the community. So I thought it would be great for me to kind of just show that it's possible to do that, and get other women to want to do the same.
Those who do follow you on Instagram, they know that you have a BMW M2 competition, yeah? Uh, and those who follow you on YouTube know that you have an iRacing career where you drive mostly the BMW M2 in that. How do those two compare? Driving the BMW M2 in real life versus driving it in iRacing?
That's a great question. And actually, so my car is the M2 competition. That's the street version, of course. In iRacing, it is the 2 CSR, so it's the racing version that's only a track car. So it's a little bit different, but I have to say, when I first tried the car, I was doing the MX-5 mostly in iRacing before they launched the M2 competition. And to be honest, I hated the MX-5. I felt like it was so difficult to control, and just it was also very slow, and being used to my car, I was like, I need something with a little bit more power. And when they launched the M2 CSR, I just immediately clicked with it, and I think it's because I am so used to that platform, to that car, because before my M2 competition, I had the M2 235i, so it was exactly the same platform in terms of, the chassis and everything. And I was actually impressed that iRacing created a car that, of course, feels a little bit different. My car is a manual one. This is, of course, with the paddle shifters, and has a little bit more power. It's a little bit more planted. But the overall feeling of the car was really close to mine. And it was amazing because for me, when I went from the MX-5 to the M2 CSR, it was so much easier. Suddenly it was like, oh my gosh, I understand this car. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I can't go full throttle right away because this car is really playful. If you do that, you're going to spin the wheels. You're going to start, losing control. So for me, it was kind of natural. And I realized by looking at other people's reviews and feedback on that car that they said, oh my gosh, I can't understand this car. I can't control it. And I was like, it must be really kind of the experience that I have with my own car that makes it for me such a good experience. So I do think that they've made something that's really close to real life in terms of the overall feeling of the car. Even like the braking, my brakes always make noise in real life, and it's the same when the car is so cold, you kind of get that noise also in the 2 CSR. So yeah, I think they've actually done a really good job, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to talk to their developers to also like understand better how they develop the car. And
Has your style of driving either adapted since driving both?
so I think this is a great question, and definitely I think that is influenced my driving both ways. I think it's inevitable. So I think by doing sim racing, I've really improved my driving skills in general and my racing skills. I think in real life, I never really did any like trail braking or anything like that. That's something that's really hard to train on the real car unless you're really going to the track a lot, things like that. So the sim has definitely made me much better at trail braking. In terms of the cornering and things like that, like I said, I think the cars are very similar. So I think the real racing, I kind of knew how to use the car in the game, in iRacing, because I am used to it. But definitely some of the skills that I've developed in the sim I'm now applying in real life, and it's really impacted my driving. And I think I'm a much better racer now. When I go to the track, I've improved a lot, and I surprise myself. I'm a lot more comfortable with the car. I know where the limits of the car are, and actually that's how I started sim racing. Initially, I was just doing it because I was taking my own car to the track and I wanted to learn the track properly. I wanted to start learning about the braking markers. So that was the entire point about having the sim at home before it became more of a hobby and then doing races online and YouTube, of course. But I started really trying to improve my skills.
So you've just launched a brand new website, Raceful, is it? Yes. Tell me about what people can expect to find there.
Yeah, of course. So my goal with Raceful is to create a community for sim racers. Of course, I'm uploading there all of my YouTube videos. I do a lot of reviews, as you know, of different gears, right? All the gears that I get to try. So I want people to be able to find that on there, be able to see the video, but also as a blog post, basically, where they can just read it if they don't want to watch the full video. They can see the rigs that I have at home, which ones I like best or not, and for what reasons. But I also want it to be just somewhere where you have all the sim racing news being uploaded on there. So I also have that. I have a few clothes, right, from sim racing related. And my goal in the future is really to build something that's more interactive, where people will be able to maybe log in and discuss with the community, have some specific topics that we address. So yeah, it's still at the beginning. It's just a start for now, but I'm hoping that people will enjoy it, and that ultimately maybe having a team as well, like a racing team, things like that. There's a lot in development, so we're very early stage, but stay tuned.
For the people who want to follow you, what are your platforms? Where are you at?
Yeah, so of course I'm on YouTube and on Instagram. It's just my name, so it's Sarah Nocchi, Sarah, Nocchi, Nocchi. I am also on Facebook and TikTok. Those are secondary platforms for me. It's mostly on Instagram and YouTube, and you can also join my Discord if you want.
Alrighty. Sarah Nocchi, thank you very much for your time. Stay tuned for lots more Sim Gaming Expo coverage here in Chicago.